Let's move on to Disney Gallery Star Wars Behind the Scenes Mandalorian Season 2 finale.
The finale.
That we watched.
Yeah, we did watch that
1 week ago.
Yeah.
I mean, this was pretty interesting actually. I don't usually watch behind the scenes stuff that much. I like to watch like gag reels or blooper reels. I cannot even talk today. And I do like to watch some making of videos like from YouTube and stuff that are much shorter, maybe like 10 minutes, but usually watching like these behind the scenes like documentary episodes that are like much longer. I'm too lazy to watch those. I'm like, I could use this time to actually watch a series or something, you know. But there were some interesting stories in this one, and I'm actually kind of happy that you made me watch this. Especially like with the Mark Hamill stuff and how all that became a reality, and spoiler alert, Luke coming back at the ending of the season. And one thing that actually was super interesting was how they made his voice. Like Luke didn't, or sorry, Mark Hamill didn't even voice act himself. It was just computer voice, basically.
Yeah, computer generated voice, or...
Yeah, to simply put it, it was basically just like what it's called, the deepfake, but just with audio. So that was super interesting. I was so sure that, yeah, they just did some deepfake to his face and then he voice acted. But it kind of makes sense. I mean, like, Mark Hamill is older and his voice sounds much different now. And
yeah,
so it kind of makes sense why they
you
did
have
that.
to be that, like...
yeah.
Episode 6 Luke plus a few years, or 5 years.
Yeah. The question I have is why they didn't do that with other characters like Ahsoka or that were in the same season.
That's the thing I'm thinking right now, because after I saw that, like, oh, they did a voice change for Luke, then I'm like, what about Ahsoka? I'm like, honestly, really. I mean, nothing against Rosario Dawson, but I mean,
the only reason that I will think is that one, it takes a lot of time, and second, they thought, well, Ahsoka is older now, so she could have a different sounding voice, and it's not that much different. Like, it didn't really bother me that much. I mean, the looks bothered me more, and that didn't even bother me, at least not as much as it did you. So,
and I mean, I saw a lot of comments after the Ahsoka episode. Like, most people are like, Rosario is great, but I have seen Clone Wars many times, and I see Rebels a couple of times, and I have heard. I've read the Ahsoka book, the audiobook version narrated by Ashley Eckstein, the actual voice in Clone Wars and Rebels, and I mean, she does Ahsoka in Rebels, which is like 10 years prior to Mandalorian, which is...
Yeah.
I mean, they could have just ripped out Ashley, but... ripped out, I mean, they're blurring. I mean, there's a chance why that technology wasn't used on the episode, that they didn't think about it. When they came to the Luke episode, on the finale, and they had to do Luke, and then they were, there must be some guy, there must be some guy in Lucasfilm who at that moment thought, oh, we might have fucked up. But it is what it is. I mean, they could change it, and they could add a bit of Eckstein's voice on Dawson's voice. And, like, they could double read the lines, mix and match with same voice technology.
I'm still convinced that they updated Luke's face after the release of the final episode. I don't know. For me, I just remember that it was much worse than it looked then, like, afterwards in like the documentary.
Yeah, in the cinema reel or the episode they had, on the behind the scenes episode they had, they saw Luke's, like, when they generated on the deep fake programs and stuff, and looked lots better what they showed as a reference clips that I remember it being in the episode, and I think they re-rendered those after, and then just when they made the episode like half a year later, they put the fresher clips in, which is nothing special from Lucasfilm. They have done that for all the time.
Since the beginning of Star Wars. So.
Beginning of computerized era.